Hey guys, welcome back to the daily crypto market update. Just a quick one today. BTC closed up. Well, it's still Sunday right now. It's about an hour and a half until the daily candle closes, but closing out 3.57% out of nowhere is quite a surprise. Plus, we're looking at daily RSI, which actually put in a lower low on Saturday down to 1381, which is nuts. Again, these are some insanely low levels that we have not seen in months. The last time I got down this low was back over here in February. Then before that, August 5th. Before that, over here in June. So this is a legendary dip buy. And we're getting an RSI reset, which is when we have an oversold RSI and it crosses up the level of 25. That's a reset. Now, I don't know why I keep clicking out of this. The other thing to watch right now is how is RSI going to react to previously respected overhead resistance. So I expect on a day like today, we might see a little bit of a pause on Monday's open, but it's a really amazing day for a weekend. And you might be thinking, crap, weekend, CME gap. Well, the reality is that we're still good. Our high on our CME gap for Bitcoin is 88,150. For Ethereum, it's 28.93. You can see that the price right now is just inside of that, which is very convenient. For Solana, 135.70, that's not an issue. I'm going to be getting into today's picks, but I will talk about this right here. So here, 132, totally fine, okay? Nothing really to worry about there. So I need to go over here to Ethereum. Now, this is interesting because, again, we have another deep cut on RSI for Ethereum. It crossed up 25, but we have significantly lower highs that have to be pushed above in order for things to really turn bullish. So right now things are feeling good, but it's just a very short-term move. Now, we do have some good early bullish reversal signs on Ethereum. Two TBT Bullish Divergences on the 4-hour time frame about 12 hours ago. For Bitcoin, by the way, we also have one of these, but we've been having these the whole way down. What I really want to see, though, is an orange diamond, specifically on the daily time frame, or one of these guys like this, which is what I'm expecting to have happen next. But what we really want to see, the bulls out there, what you really want me to be screaming about is one of these orange diamonds, which is a TBO Close short on the daily time frame, not on the 4-hour. The 4-hour isn't as strong as the daily. Now, on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is still massively oversold. We're most likely closing below 25, which is not a good sign. Again, this is typically something that only happens at the start of a bear, or rather, a confirmed bear market. So I've been saying for a while, actually, in my video on Saturday, 2 days ago, was Bitcoin is due for a bounce. Well, we're kind of seeing a bounce right here, but this isn't the kind of bounce I'm talking about. I'm talking about a bounce, a return up to the fast line, which is currently at 95K. That's the kind of move that I'm waiting for and I'm expecting to see happen next. So stablecoin dominance, because we're getting a decent bounce, we're getting a nice little bump today of 3% for BTC. Now stablecoin dominance is down after making a high, an excessive high of 9.443, again, exceeding the high we got on April 7th, 2025, and the high we got on August 5th, 2024. So we are now well above the bear market zone. We're also overbought over here. So again, it makes sense to see a pullback. In an inverse fashion, RSI has been putting in higher highs, which is awful, which tells us that we should see this go higher, which means more pullbacks in general. But it put a high up here on Saturday at 84.52. Yes, we're getting an RSI reset. We're seeing it cool off, but it's similar to Bitcoin and other charts. We need to see it break below the support level in order for it to feel not so scary. And ideally see another TBT bearish divergence or a close long. That would feel even better. On the weekly, this is interesting because we have the price or the percentage right below TBO resistance, which is at 8.848. But still, weekly RSI is at 82. So the chances of this continuing to push up higher are extremely high, okay? Bitcoin dominance is actually moving up higher as BTC is pumping. Dominance is shifting in favor of Bitcoin right now. Not only Bitcoin, but clearly we can see this increasing. I still expect the same outcome for it to fall down lower. Now, in the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing some bullish reversal signs here, like 2 TBT Bullish Divergences on Saturday morning. And then more recently, we have a TBO Close short, which tells us that we should see this go to the upside, but before it does, it should close by tagging that fast line that's right there. In the total ES chart, which is the total crypto market cap excluding stablecoins, has another TBT Bullish Divergence on the 4-hour, but it's just the 4-hour. Looking at RSI, it put in a new low yesterday. This is basically the theme of today's video, 1697, which is insane. Again, going just the same level, or actually it went a little bit lower here on February 26th into 1575, but this is again like a historic low. We usually don't see these big sell-offs. So we are madly oversold. It's insane. But we are getting an RSI reset today. We are seeing lower highs. You kind of get the theme. So I forgot to hide my daily picks. I'll get to those in a quick second. But before I continue, I want to remind you guys, go to thebettertraders.com right now. All of our courses are 50% off for our Black Friday sale. So 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, which is the best course to start with if you've never, ever traded crypto with automated trading strategies, whether it's bots or even the TBO. Mastering Passive Income is the advanced bot trading course. The Smarter Traders, our advanced active trading course. Plus, we have courses at Mastering Assets. These are more geared towards like a precious metals investor, like stock investor kind of person. Both of these courses here are 50% off. So you can go ahead and check those out. Again, the links are down below. Plus, there are links to sign up for Femex and also for BYDeFi, where you can trade and earn up to $30,000. Okay, let's get into it. So I already shown you the picks for the most part, but let's talk about them. Okay, NIBI still remains on my, on my watch list here for a breakout, even though Friday's push of 12% was erased Saturday, and now it's back up again at 7%. Clearly it's being suppressed, but look at this volume here. So you guys know I've been watching NIBI for a long time. It's just been hovering at, that says $38,000, by the way. That is really low volume. And then, if you've been paying attention to this too, volume has just been falling off. You want to pay attention to trends in volume like this. See this? How volume is just going, especially from over here. Then all of a sudden, look at that. So Saturday and then today, Sunday, volume is really picking up here. This is one I've been waiting on for a long time because to the 236, it's like 100% plus. Bitcoin Cash still has a valid TBO Close short here, this orange diamond. We're waiting for the price to come down and tag the fast line. Stellar Lumens XLM, great day, 8% so far. On the 4-hour time frame, it has a TBO Close short. This is a bullish reversal signal, just like I showed you for, I believe it was Bitcoin Dominance. But the expected behavior for this is to come back down and touch the fast line. That would be our entry point, not buying here. TAO, similar story, TBT Bullish Divergence and a TBO Close short. All right, let's go on. Litecoin. This one is still bullish. I know that it's fallen down a lot. It's fallen well below our TBO support line. But honestly, like, it's down here to price-based support, exactly where it fell before, and it shot up 40% from there. I'm still bullish on Litecoin. HBAR Hedera hash graph shooting up 13% after losing support, which is incredible. Volume is so-so. I mean, it's slowly starting to increase. It's 30-day moving average, so it's also factoring in this, but it's at least exceeding, which is a good sign. Helium is bouncing off of this zone that I highlighted back on Friday, I guess, Friday or Saturday. So that's amazing. So looking for this to bounce back up. Quantum, this one is also respecting TBO support on the daily time frame, but it's also hit its first target, which is the TBO Fast line here at 79.82. So this would be like the first touch where it's like, cool, I made some money. I'm going to just scale out a little bit from there. CoAI, still watching this one, still waiting for a bullish reaction, still waiting for a TBO Close short as well in the 4-hour or even the daily. Nothing yet. Zcash, this one had a TBT bearish divergence on Friday and it dropped 60%. Yesterday, down 5%, and then it's back up to almost $600 again. This is a chart. Again, if you are really excited about shorting this chart, which you should be, you're going to want to wait for it to go up one more time, and it'll probably go up a little bit higher. But building a position starting at $700 with wiggle room all the way up to $1,000 would be great. I'm serious. Now, unfortunately, Stark, which was my shining gem last week, which is doing exceptionally well, had an insane sell-off of 30%. on Saturday. Literally totally confused here and disappointed beyond belief. We have a TBO Close long here, and the price is also almost caught up to tag the fast line, which would close that close long. Now, this is definitely on the back burner now, which really, really stinks. Volume, though, is still exceeding the moving average. It's a massive, massive sell-off, unfortunately. But we've seen it recover from this. So I'm going to continue to DCA to average down my entry, to sell in the bounces, and to continue building a position on this guy. Crow, this one I mentioned on Friday's video that it hit, I'm sorry, Saturday's video, that it almost hit our must hold support level here. This is our first support fan line here for Kronos, and it actually is bouncing off of this. If I wouldn't rush into anything yet, because again, I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, but this is a chart that also has some pretty amazing runs. We will see alts have their time in the sun. It will happen. Solana on Friday dropped a lot lower. We know that, making a low down to 121. Yesterday, Saturday, pretty stable. And today it's up, which is great, but it really just needs to bounce out of this zone. It needs to go up and tag the fast line, which is at $146. Morpho is still on my must watch. I'm really excited about this one because I've seen this pattern play out many times where it just loses and all of a sudden it goes and it pops right up there. So that's what I'm expecting to have happen next. 0G, this one started pumping on Friday, continued on Saturday, and then it pumped again today, all the way up here to what, $1.62, which is nuts. And last but not least is Tensor. Talk about nuts. So what's going on? There's probably some news around this chart. Unless you have the TBT Bullish Divergence indicator, TBT Divergence, which shows us where it's going to be pulling back and where it's most likely going to bounce from, you wouldn't have known it's going to pump 110%. Okay, and this is a pro tier indicator from the Better Traders Club. But the good news is that it's given us lots of ups and downs, which is great for trading. It's just exceptionally volatile right now. So just be careful, okay? Everything is hinged on BTC. Of course, we're off to a good start for the week. It's Monday, 7:45 a.m. for me. But I'm really curious to see how the week continues. We know that we've seen heavy selling for the last 4 weeks on record, which is really rough. And again, I still fully believe that BTC is due for a bounce. Maybe this is the start of the bounce, but we should be patient and wait for a couple of things, at least a TBT Bullish Divergence on the daily, and then a TBO Close short, which would be awesome. And then to see daily RSI go above that trend line, that overhead trend line, would also be a great show as well. Now, if you missed yesterday's video, I want you to watch this next. It's a really cool trick on how to use TradingView's tool to invert charts to make it easier for you to recognize opportunities to short the market. So watch this video. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.